Hello, my name is Eridu and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Tera's stats and understanding stats. We're going to talk about the power, endurance, the balance factors, some of the math equations about certain power inputs and defense input, all that good stuff. If you don't know, Tera is coming to console, so make sure you guys check it out in the description below. I have been gone for a few days because I've been doing a lot of my college work, but I'm glad to see you guys supporting the channel. We've been hitting over our goal. I've been asking like 20 likes per video or something per video I do. We've been hitting over that goal easily. I really appreciate you guys' support. I feel like I'm getting to know you guys a little bit more and more. I'm glad you guys are commenting down below in the comment section. It really makes me understand what my fan base is pretty much like, and I really appreciate you guys for like giving your input of the game and all that good stuff. You know, I mean, much love. I really support you guys subscribing to the channel. I'm glad you're liking my videos. I'm glad the response I'm getting from you guys are well received. Thank you guys. So today we're going to talk about, like I said, understanding the stats for Tera. Link in the description below if you want to see Tera coming to console. And let's get right into the video. Alright, so in Tera, we have some basic stats. I'm going to read them out to you. We have power, endurance, impact factor, balance factor, and attack speed and movement. Power represents your character's powers, might be physical or magical. So it's not just based on pure strength, it's physical and magical. So if you're like a magic-based character, power plays an effect, which is much different from Neverwinter. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. Endurance represents your character's ability to defend. Endurance is basically how long you can last in battle, how long can you defend from a creature. Impact factor represents your character's ability to trigger knockdown stagger effects when you attack. It is opposed by the balance factor, where the balance factor represents your character's ability to resist knockdown stagger effects. So impact triggers the knockdown and stagger effects, whereas balance factors resists. I believe the balance factor helps you from, like I said, from knockbacks from like an enemy. Very good skill, in my opinion, for like a tank character, but it's also good for all characters. That's just my input. Don't take that into account. I just like having a higher balance factor when I'm like playing a tank, because it helps me resist from big monsters and dungeons and stuff like that. And the last thing we have is movement. It represents how fast your character moves. Movement speed during combat is significantly slower. Shoes and crystals can provide bonuses to your movement speed. Shoes and crystals are attributes. It's like equipment to help you movement. Just think of it's nothing really in Neverwinter like that. I believe something in WoW is something like that to help you with movement speed. So when you are in combat, your movement speed is slower. So keep that in mind as well. We'll go back down. We have combat statistics. Attack increases the damage of your character does. Your attack is based on your power stats, plus any bonus from your character's items such as weapons, gloves, rings, necklace, and crystals. So remember that attack increases the damage of your character, whereas defense increases your character's passive damage mitigation. Your defense is a combination of your endurance and any bonus from your character such as weapons, glove, yada yada yada. So from those two things, attacks increases your damage and defense increases your character's passive damage. So keep that in mind as well. Impact increases your character's ability to knock down or stagger the opponent you successfully hit. Your impact is derived from your impact factor and from your bonus items. It's pretty much a repeat at the end of the part. And balance increases your character's ability to resist impact. So keep this all in mind. You have power, endurance, impact factor, balance factor, attack speed, and movement. So an attack increases your damage. Defense increases your character's passive damage, which is taking damage. Impact increases your ability to knock down, stagger the opponents in front of you from a successful hit. And balance increases your character to resist impact. Crit rate represents the chance you'll inflict a critical hit on an opponent in combat. Crit resist refers to the chance you resist effects of a critical hit, and crit power refers to how your damage when you inflict a critical. So your crit rate is the rate of how lucky of a chance you'll hit critical, whereas crit power, if you land a critical hit, how much of that will you afflict, and the crit resist is how much you resist a critical hit. So for example, just keep this in mind. This is based on like an example. You're in PvP and someone has like a I don't want to say a number too high, maybe like a I want to say like a let's say 3% crit hit, actually crit power. So they're more likely to hit a huge number with 3%. And critical power rate, actually just critical in general in Tera is extremely important when you're fighting a person in PvP, a dungeon and monster, a monster in a dungeon. So just keep that in mind. Critical is very, very important in Tera. And here's how the stats are calculated. Attack equals power plus the attack modifier plus item bonus plus buffs. I'm going to tell you what all this means. I'm just showing you the equations. Defense equals endurance plus defense modifier, item bonus plus buffs. Impact is the same thing. If you want to pause the screen and read it, here you go. Now, what I need to tell you from this, it's basically your attack is based on the power you have, because it's based on a point system. The attack modifier, the item bonus, where like if you take a potion to increase your attack, and buffs from like a healer or some type of potion that helps you buff. All this applies to all four of these. So it's based on how many points you have in like your attack, the items that you have to buff your attack and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. So just remember that. And what else you need to know is suggesting that a character's attack or power stats do not affect healing spells. That is, having higher scores is either those stats will increase how much HP you recover than using healing spells. So whatever that Chinese language, it's weird. Tera has some very weird explanation. That's why I'm here. I'm the decoder of this crazy, whatever, how they word this. So what they're saying is the character's attack and power stats do not affect the healing spell. So attack and power, as you grow up and scroll, we talked about what it is. Power represents your character's abilities of which is physical and magical, and it's saying that it does not affect healing. So I believe healing is on another perspective instead of just it's not based on any of these. It's not based on power or endurance. It's basically a own category of its own. So if you're a healing class, just keep that in mind. If you want, it's not, even though it says that it's based on physical and magical, and I understand healing is a magical aspect in Tera, it doesn't affect it at all. So just keep that in mind. Thank you guys for watching Eridu. Again, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions of what I should, I don't know, go over, if you have any confusions, just let me know. I'm the decoder. I'm the guy who's here to help you, because I understand that reading guides is extremely boring, and sometimes you don't get what certain things are. That's why I take the time to actually read and go over. We both learn something new. I know some of this from before, but just in case, just have a refresher. If you're an old player, new player, it's always good to know this information so you can be the best player in Tera or whatever, just help out. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure you, like I said, check in the description below for the Tera console update that Tera is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Check it out. Be the first description down below. Like the video, subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
I'm